And now it's time for Judge Joe Brown. He's the real deal in the courtroom today.
My son needed my help to stay out of jail. He needs to pay me back.
I didn't ask for his help. He just needs to butt out.
A father's final wish is to keep his son free and clean. Plaintiff Paul Shortino is suing his son for attorney fees. Defendant Jonathan Shortino says he never asked for help. Now, here's Judge Joe Brown.
The defendant is seeking repayment of $1,000 of a $1,500 loan from the defendant, who is his son. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
The defense is rather rambling in essence, but seems to be saying that your girlfriend was willing to put the money up for attorney fees, and your father was simply doing this to hold it over your head.
Yeah, he's been doing this for a long time, paying for everything to try and control me. And I'm just tired of it. And I didn't ask him to pay for anything.
Well, why didn't you stay in jail?
I don't know.
That would have been the easy way to deal with that.
Yeah, but I didn't make that decision.
So let's see, you're 21, your girlfriend's 18.
Yes, sir.
You first, sir.
I'm suing my son John today to make him take responsibility for his actions and to learn that there are dire consequences to his actions. I've been keeping him out of jail since October of 2008 when he got busted for felony possession of receiving stolen property, a stolen gun.
2007, I think it was.
2005 was when it first started happening. He was placed on 2 years probation, given an SIS, and told to do 40 hours community service and report to his probation officer once a month. He failed to do that.
He seems to be having extreme difficulty complying with what seems to be very minimal conditions of probation and supervision.
Well, the underlying problem, and the reason I'm here, Your Honor, today, I came all the way to you because his problem is substance abuse. He has a problem with methamphetamine.
Your Honor, I have something to say about that.
Can anybody ask you, child? Be seated.
Your Honor, he continued to have the problem with methamphetamine. I've supported him for the last 2.5 years. I've given him money. I've put him through rehab. I've sent him to the Job Corps. I've done everything possible as a father, raising three children on my own. I worked hard to try to keep him off of meth. I took him to work with me. I did everything possible, and I got him out of trouble on his felony charges.
And you've got a incurable...
And I, too. I have health problems.
Problem, and you don't think you've got long to be around. You'd like to see at least part of your legacy straighten up before you check out.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, you loaned him $1,500.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
That was to do what?
That was to stop him from going to jail.
That's on a probation violation.
On a second violation in 2007. He did it twice. The first time he did it, I paid $750 and my attorney got him out of trouble. The second time he did it, my attorney was all prepared to get him out of trouble. There was a $5,000 bond posted. We set everything up that if he turned himself in at 6 o'clock at night,
he didn't.
They would release him the next day on his own signature. He didn't do that. He skipped that because his girlfriend talked him into staying home for Thanksgiving. I set it up again in January for him to turn himself in because the judge was very upset.
We get that way.
And the judge was very upset, and my attorney said we better give him some time to cool off. So we waited and set it all up again in January. And John was to turn himself in on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. He would be released, arraigned the next day, and released on his own signature, so it wouldn't cost me a bond.
On recognizance, all right.
And he showed up at 11 o'clock at night drunk at the police station. Him and his girlfriend went out to eat. They drank margaritas. Kathy told me herself she gave him a Xanax so he would be sleeping all night long in jail. The judge was so upset.
Be careful. Big Bubba or Big Carlos may take advantage of the situation.
That's what I tried to tell him, Your Honor, that jail is no fun. The jail is no fun. The judge was so upset that John did not get arraigned the next day. He didn't even show up as being in jail for 2 more days. The judge was upset with him.
I used to say, you know, this is a very difficult matter to resolve. I just can't seem to get a grasp of this. It's going to really take some agonizing over it. Let's put it off about 45 days so I can think about it. And by the way, no bond on this matter, just free time. Let me think about this. The court is really going to have to agonize over this matter.
Well, the judge did do that, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm glad he did.
He arraigned my son without putting his name on the docket and was sending him to a holding center. All the time I was getting numerous phone calls from his girlfriend saying that either I have to take the $500 rent money we have, and I'm going to go down and bail him out. And I said, no, you leave my son alone. You're part of the problem. He's in there, Cappy, and leave him alone. And she asked me numerous times if I would go post a bond, and why didn't the judge keep his word and let him out the next day?
Do me a favor. Next time, don't even think about a bond.
I won't, Your Honor.
Let him handle it.
This
See,
is
when
the
you got
last
somebody
one.
that's a junkie and somebody that's totally irresponsible, the only way they're going to clean up is for them to hit rock bottom. They may
Substance
die in
abuse
the process,
is
but
not a
if they
problem.
don't come close, they're going nowhere. See, he's used to
Jonathan,
everybody getting his
interrupt
own
him.
mess, and he doesn't understand that eventually, you know, somewhere you've got to get yourself out of your own mess, or better still, don't get in one.
Absolutely, Your
All
Honor.
right, now you've given me all of the necessary documentation here. At least I've got copies of this. Let's hear from the defendant. What do you have to say about
As far as
this?
substance abuse, he's the one that got me smoking weed when I was 14 years old.
Oh, give me a break. Sorry, little thing.
Well, that's the
Grow
truth.
up.
Yeah,
So what's that got to do with anything?
nothing.
So what's your problem with not being able to deal with what the judge required of you?
With what, probation?
Yes.
I don't know, I missed my report date because I was working.
You missed your report
Yeah, I
date
was
because
working
you were
nights.
working.
I was working nights and I got off work
You
at 8 o'clock
worked
in the
at
morning.
nights. What's that? You and your girlfriend doing co-ed
This doesn't have
push-ups?
anything to do with that.
Well, then get out of here. You don't have anything to do with it. You part of the problem.
Would you
I
like
agree
me
with
to
the
leave?
plaintiff.
Yes, please,
Out.
this way.
You're uninvited. You don't need you. It's part of your
And
problem.
just wait out there.
Worst thing that can
No,
happen
that's
to you is
none
to
of my
have
problem.
a bad
That's
woman.
the best thing that happened to
Best
me.
thing is to have a good
Well, that's
woman.
your opinion because you don't know me.
Excuse me, I know you. I know you like a book.
Really?
I could give you chapter and verse.
Well, what's page 1 say?
My opinion. Well, I'm the doctor. So I know what his cure is. He needs to meet Bubba, Billy Joe, Jamal. They have a good time with you, boy.
We'll be right back with Judge Joe Brown.
This is called John on Meth. My son John is a polite, absolute gentleman, hardworking gentleman, but what he doesn't understand is he went ahead and put a tattoo on his ankle that says MS-13. If he goes to jail with that tattoo on his ankle, he's going to die, Your Honor.
It's Joe time after this.
We're back with Judge Joe Brown. The plaintiff in this case says he's been keeping his meth addict son out of jail for 2 years. After he took care of some felony charges, the defendant went AWOL. Let's take a look.
Why you hate yourself, son?
Who said that?
Because you do.
No, I don't.
Well, then
That's
why are
your
you trying to
opinion.
kill yourself?
I ain't trying to kill nothing, Your Honor.
What you think you're doing?
Yeah, I had a problem. Yeah, a long
You got
time
a
ago.
problem still, because you're sitting up here and you're not even thinking like a man. My girlfriend, 18, could have got me out of jail. You call yourself a man, and you're talking about your 18-year-old girlfriend getting you out of jail when you put yourself in it.
Yeah.
That,
Your Honor, he was so thankful when I posted his $500 bond and had my lawyer get his bond reduced from $5,000 cash to $500
of
cash,
course
and I
he
posted
is.
it.
He's going for bad now.
He did everything in the world, and the reason I have to protect him, Your Honor, and I need to tell you this quite honestly, I've always tried to teach my son, and this is not my son. This is what I call, and I've been counseled by psychiatrists and psychologists because I needed to get some help to handle a problem that was driving me crazy. This is called John on Meth. My son John is a polite, absolute gentleman, hardworking gentleman, but what he doesn't understand is he went ahead and put a tattoo on his ankle that says MS-13. If he goes to jail with that tattoo on his ankle, he's going to die, Your Honor.
Let him. That's what he's trying to do.
Your Honor, I
Make
love
sure
my
his
son and wanna
insurance is
save
paid
him.
up.
I don't know.
I have no
There is
insurance
no
on him, Your Honor.
tattoo that says MS-13 on my leg. That is bull.
You had one on your ankle,
Oh,
John.
that's
You
a
showed me.
$100 assessment. Watch your mouth, son. You're not going for bad up in here. I've seen your type. Used to lock up thousands of you or put you on probation, hunt you down, and give you enough rope to save yourself or hang yourself with. So you know what? Quit trying. He's got to be a man. You got to let him go fly.
Your Honor, I have less than, I was told the day before
Don't
Thanksgiving.
help him out again,
This is
because
the end.
he's not going to help himself
That's
until
what they've told me. My psychiatrist and psychologist told
you're
me that I
feeling
gotta
guilty
cut the-
because you're getting ready to, you're dying.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
you've been saying
that's
that
the
for the last 10
situation.
years.
So you don't have long to breathe.
Your Honor,
He's not going to have long to breathe if he doesn't make the next move and get himself together. He's pathetic.
I've done that already, Your Honor.
And why have you sat here and seconded the
how I haven't
position
got myself
that your
together.
18-year-old impolite, little crude girlfriend is supposed to get you out of jail?
What, she was
called-
going
she
to bomb
called
me
me
out?
daily
What's the
8 to
big
10
deal?
Oh,
times
I
a day.
know it. Just opportunistic. You just have to let them go sink or swim.
that's what I decided, Your Honor. And I
Well,
did
good.
The same thing to
and you
his
want
twin
your
brother.
money? You've been a veteran. You were in the NOM.
Yes, sir. When the draft,
Now, let's put it this way.
I
See,
didn't get
here's the,
drafted.
hold on, stop it. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. See with him. See, this is what the problem is. You raised all your children
since
by
1995.
yourself because your mama was a junkie. So what you trying to do?
So that's what he said.
Prove what you're doing right now so you're feeling bad about your mama left you and abandoned you because she was a junkie? So why are you trying to duplicate the error? See, I'm talking about you because nobody's ever talked about you. The judge has been circumspect. I ain't playing with you because I'm a man and I like to have the next generation of boys grow into being men. It's a rare breed because they're running game on you, because they want you to start thinking like you are not man. It's all right for your woman to take care of you. You're 21, 22 years old, got an 18-year-old loudmouth girlfriend who doesn't have the sense you have, and she's supposed to be taking care of you. Quote, my girlfriend was willing to pay the attorney fee, and my old man's just trying to hold something over me to control me. And how often she'd be up in here whining in another 6 months. Judge Brown, I put up money so he could get his attorney and get out of jail. He promised he's gonna pay me back. And his cell phone, he owed me $963 on the cell phone, and he won't pay the bill. And I loaned him $1,500 so he could go get a car. And his credit was bad, and I had to sign for it. And now he owes me $9,617, and I want my money back. See how long you think I've been doing this? This is 40 years worth of doing this for me. You think you'll know? I deal with thousands of you. I can see how you walk, what you're about. And see, I've been reading you, because I'm reading all of what you're saying.
Well, I ain't said much.
Oh, you didn't have to with your mouth,
Yeah.
but the rest of you is saying it.
We'll be back with more Judge Joe Brown in a moment.
What are you doing now?
Working?
Doing what?
Security?
Oh, hell no. You are not a security guard. Not in a crank meth head is not going to be a security
I ain't no
guard.
method for one, Your Honor.
Closed captioning sponsored by.
We're back with Judge Joe Brown. The defendant in this case says he was working the day he missed the court date the plaintiff set up. He says he didn't ask for help and that his girlfriend could have handled his attorney fees. Let's take a look.
See, you know, there's this thing about drugs, meth, crack. Did you seen that commercial? Meth jacked me up, the ones without the 4 or 5.
It's the worst drug that has ever hit the streets.
Yeah, it is. Really bad.
Well, yeah, it is. See, if you do it when
I
they have the
never
meth
have.
labs in somebody's apartment or somebody's motel room with a bathroom affixed, EPA says it takes $26,000 to decontaminate it. See, when somebody makes the meth, the vapors congeal, they go to the ground as dust, some kid crawls along, put their fingers in their mouth, and they get a very toxic poison that they ingest. People do apartments, and a lot of times it's too expensive to decontaminate it. Landlords out of the picture. All this foolishness. People's teeth rot out, fall out. They do ill-advised things, get jacked up, and you're trying to die. Because if you're not trying to die, you stop it. What do you want to be?
What do you mean, what do I want to be?
What do you want to be in life?
I don't know.
And what are you doing now?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Working?
Doing what?
Security?
Oh, hell no. You are not a security guard. Not in a crank meth head is not going to be a security
I
guard.
ain't no method for one, Your Honor.
If you thought you were a security guard, Blue Springs, Missouri, Independence, Missouri is getting a copy of this tape. Whoever is licensing you is going to unlicense you. We do not need crackheads, meth heads, crank addicts running around playing security for anything. So you lost that job. You better give it up. You can't even front that one.
I'd like to see that.
Your Honor, this is the situation I've been putting up with for 4.5 years. When I get him clean, he is the most nicest, politest person in the world.
There's something inside. He's got to deal with it. He's got a problem with his mama. That's what his problem is.
I have told them since the day I got custody that their mother's confused. She loves them.
That's got nothing to do with it. You can say all of that. He hates his mama, and he hates himself. He can't stand his mama. He's got a bad problem with his mama. See, he's really trying to kill his mama, but he can't get to his mama, so he's killing himself. That's what your drama is.
And every day I stress
She got abandoned. You got abandoned. And this person over here, you are not doing him any favors by continuing to bail him out.
I understand, Your Honor.
You ever had that situation when you go through basic? Where'd you go through? Fort Lewis?
Fort Lindenwood in the
Fort
Quonset
Lindenwood.
Huts.
You ever had anybody in your during that 8-week period that acted an idiot?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Did anybody get him to stop acting the idiot by being overly nice to him?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Same thing with him. He's the one that's acting the idiot. You're just going to have to let him sink or swim, see if he can get back to shore. Because if you don't, he'll take everything down.
I understand, Your Honor.
See, he's filled with hate right now. He doesn't even like himself. So he's got to start loving himself before he can be right with anybody else. And son, just because your mama did it, you don't have to do it. And by the way, I suspect that's your mama right over there. She probably acts a lot like your mama did, which is why she doesn't get along with him.
No, that's not the reason at all.
Oh, yeah.
But sure, I'll just keep my mouth shut so we can get it over
I
with.
can see it. See, she's trying to take you down, too, because she doesn't like herself either. What kind of real young woman would want a failure like you unless she's trying to sit there and surround herself with circumstances that make it look like she's not doing so bad? Loudmouth, rude, irresponsible, ill-mannered, and look at her out there. She's giggling about you dying.
Sure.
She has the same problem, Your Honor.
Oh, she's a crackhead.
Yeah, we all got the same problem. Yeah, right.
Or a meth head.
Judge Joe Brown makes his ruling after this.
Did a casual sexual encounter leave you looking for justice? Call 877-JOE'S-LAW or visit JudgeJoeBrown.com.
I see death hovering over you, son. That's not a nice thing for me to say. The last 15, 18 years, I've said that 23 times, and there are only 2 instances where that hadn't happened. You're number 24. Still see hope for you, but it ain't much. That little window of daylight, and I'm like your daddy, I'd stay away from her. That's gonna take you down. You get your $1,500, and I'll give you the $100 I'm assessing him for administrative cost. And your cost.
And this courtroom is now in recess. Go ahead and follow me out.
Well, the judge tried to let the plaintiff know gently that digging his son out of trouble has made for a pretty weak man. The defendant said over and over that he changed, but not enough to value his dad's support. The plaintiff wins. We'll be right back. We're back. The defendant wanted to make the case that he turned his life around and that his drug use was in the past. His dad's not buying it and seems pretty weary of trying to keep his son on the right track. The judge tells him to stop trying. The plaintiff wins.
To submit your case to Judge Joe Brown, to download sample documents, or to find out how the law can work for you, go to JudgeJoeBrown.com.